Sat Sri Akal. Dear Honorable members of the World Sikh Parliament, I congratulate all of you on the fourth session of the World Sikh Parliament, and I am honored to be present here today. Thank you for having me. It is extremely important to continue recognizing that the Sikh community is being represented not only on a local level, but on a national and international level. And we do need to recognize that the Sikh community is facing challenges around the world, being a minority. However, if we look at minorities, we no longer can use the term minority because every single community on this earth has its own vibrancy, dynamics, outstanding traits, different types of initiatives, protocol, law, and many different other concepts that are extremely significant to the survival of the universe. With that being said, I would like to mention that the main problem, the main issue in not recognizing a particular community that can not only be beneficial, but can raise the entire world to limitless heights, is lack of education, lack of consideration, lack of compassion, arrogance, and ignorance towards communities, therefore calling them, quotation marks, minorities. What is the reason we call the Sikh community a minority? I bet nobody would have the answer to that. Because the Sikh community exists. There is a very visible representation in many different regards, in public health, in education, in diplomacy. So why do we call the Sikh community a minority community? Because many of us that are not representatives of the Sikh community are not educated well enough to see why we should not call it a minority. This goes very deep into the roots of preserving, creating, establishing, and maintaining the concept of human rights and equality. And we need to understand that as we get older and as centuries go forward and not backward, the terms human rights, human equality, lack of hate, not lack, but elimination of hatred, cultural inclusivity, preserving cultural inclusivity must not fade away. They have to stick around, and not just stick around. We must not only pronounce those terms to show off that we know language, because humans were not given language to show off. Humans were given language to be able to express themselves more superiorly to the other species, which means that human rights, cultural inclusivity are extremely important. Look at what's going on around the world. Very recently, we have been and are still witnessing a major war in Ukraine, and since yesterday, a major war in Israel. We're talking about Europe here. However, it doesn't even matter what continent the war strikes. What matters is cultural disbalance, hate because of the ignorance. As a result, of course, there are gaps in public health. Who has the time and who has the thought and energy to even think about underprivileged areas around the world that are suffering with multiple gaps, several gaps in public health, education, political misstructuring, diplomatic misstructuring as well. Who's thinking about that if there's cultural arrogance and hate that is very sadly and tragically prevailing, and which we must absolutely start going against. We should absolutely start objecting to it, not using speeches. As I have officially posted yesterday on social media outlets, we have to start building peace with our own hands, because it looks like no one is going to do that if we don't. We have to absolutely condemn any different forms of inequality, whether it's economic, cultural, racial, gender. We must absolutely push human rights through action, and action is the key word. No more time for beautiful speeches, although it is extremely important to make ourselves very nicely and loudly heard. However, we must take action, and it all starts here. By exemplifying, by amplifying communities like the Sikh community, like the Ukrainian community, like the Jewish community. And you may say that the Ukrainian and the Jewish community are very largely represented. Yes, they are. However, they are also considered minorities, very sadly. Why? Because we live in the United States, and the United States is not our native country, and therefore we're considered a community inside a large nation. I am saying this from the standpoint of someone who was born and raised in Ukraine and is Jewish. So very sadly, two countries that are directly linked to my heritage are being totally destroyed because of a war, because of the cultural hatred. We must absolutely condemn, not condemn, once again, we must act to fight cultural hate and start recognizing all the different, vibrant, brilliant, wise, beautiful, colorful, flavorful concepts of all the different cultures and communities around the world. Looking at the statistics mentioned by the previous speaker, I was devastated to see how pretty much in all health and medicine disciplines, Punjab is the highest in the negative state of the word. Highest in obesity, highest in child alcohol, which is absolutely unheard of, highest in cardiovascular diseases. However, I must actually say that this community right here is the highest, in my book at least, as a WHO expert, in performing, in surgical performance, in surgical performing excellence, by the way. This is what I consider the top of the top of the top. However, this should not be because of the highest statistics in medical and health issues and compromises. And once again, this is not because we do not know how to treat the diseases. This is not because we don't know how to intervene or entertain the art and science of medicine. This is because all the other cultures around the world think we are small. And it is in our hands, like I said, to start building peace with our own hands. I am exceptionally proud that the Sikh community is showing an example to all of us by having decided to shape their future a different way. And in order for it to continue showing that example and keep shining despite all obstacles and challenges, we are here to utmostly support them in their endeavors. I am expressing my most heartfelt gratitude for the honorable members of the World Sikh Parliament of having invited me to participate in this historic session, and I offer my utmost support and assistance in all of your actions and initiatives, and I wish you continuous success in all of your endeavors and in reaching your most desired goals. Thank you very much.